Hi and welcome to the next instalment of the 3Bs video. We really want to encourage you guys at this time, so hopefully these are useful. If you haven't caught up on the last two, there'll be a link to those at the end of this video, and here is a reminder of who is involved.
Hey, my name's Rao, I'm from Bradley Road.
I'm Beth, I'm from Christchurch Deeside.
Hi, I'm Wayne, I'm from Flint Evangelical Church.
I'm Nadia, I'm from Upton Baptist Church.
Hi, I'm Matt from Christchurch Deeside.
Hi, I'm Fiona from Ebenezer Evangelical Church in Bangor.
Hi, my name's Murray and I'm from Upton Baptist Church.
Hi, I'm Sarah, I'm from Christchurch Deeside.
Hi, I'm Alex from Upton Baptist Church.
So today we're thinking about helpful advice for when we're struggling to see any direction in our lives or with the boredom of lockdown.
So one of the things that we can't do at the moment is meet physically together, and just as we were created to work, we were also created to be relational, and that's why it feels strange, doesn't it? That's why social distancing feels so strange to us. It should feel strange to us, but for those of us who live with other people, perhaps family or whatever, it's less difficult than for people who are on their own. So why not make a list of people who are on their own in the church and call a couple of them each day? And if that means you speak to some new people in the church, great, they'll love to hear from you. And so, yeah, just, you don't have to talk for very long to people, just a couple of minutes. Are you okay? What have you been reading today? And, you know, they'll just love to hear from people, particularly now when isolation is really going to be tough for some of these people. Some of the older people, some of these people are not going to see somebody for 3 months. That is a long time. So yeah, make a list of people, get on the phone, why not?
I think back to what we were talking about earlier about some kind of structure and routine. So try and build in some exercise every day, because normally you would get out of the house. So if you're not having to stay in, then make sure you do take the opportunity of Boris's once a day walk or bike ride or run. That's really, really important. It doesn't sound particularly spiritual, but it is very spiritual, because we are to honour God in our bodies. So yeah, that would be a big thing. And then I think opportunity, talk to people, talk to your family. Are there things that they can give you to do? Are there daily jobs they can give you to do? It probably doesn't sound remotely exciting. I know if I was sitting here as a teenage lad, I'd be thinking, oh great, I really want some jobs around the house. But actually just having a bit of structure and keeping contact with people, as has been said. And I think Fiona's suggestion about phoning people in the church is a really good one. Probably very daunting, but start with somebody you know and you like, and psych yourself up for it, and it will help you massively.
If a phone call's a bit too daunting, what about writing somebody a card or a letter, somebody you don't know very well, or a postcard? Everyone likes getting posts, don't they? So that might be an idea. And then the other thing I was going to say is, if you haven't seen your friends in a while, if there's a few of you who could perhaps read a book together. So a few of us have what we call book club, and we've been reading a book together chapter by chapter at a time, and then just discussing what that means for us, a Christian book. So maybe you have a few friends from Quinta or from church or from other churches, and you could find a copy of a book between you all and read it together on WhatsApp video or FaceTime or Zoom. That might be an encouragement.
Yes, I saw a post today reminding everybody that church isn't shut, because church is the people. You know, the church isn't the bricks and mortar that you go to every Sunday. The church is God's people. And it's finding different ways to reach out. So one of the things we've been doing at our church is some of the families have been this challenge between themselves that each day somebody takes it in turns to record a hymn. So the family singing a hymn, and they post it for everyone else to see. And there's some funny entries and some attempts at serious entries. I think Nadia's seen some of them, so she's smirking. But you know, it's a different way of encouraging the other families, and it's introducing different songs to people as well, because maybe they haven't heard some of the songs you might choose. But it's a nice way of encouraging people and to share time and to share worship with each other as well. It's just a different way of engaging people around you as well, and maintaining that church connection.
You could take the opportunity to learn to cook, do some baking, things like that. Suddenly, actually, things that you thought were really dull are suddenly going to be really exciting. So learn some life skills that'd be really, really helpful and fun.
So like I said before, one of the things that helps me if I'm struggling to know what to do is prayer.
One of my old housemates, Amy, once I was telling her about a way that the Lord had answered a prayer in a really a very obvious and a really special way, and she said, you must write that down because you'll forget it. And I did, and since then I've started writing down little things when God answers prayers. I write them in a diary, and then sometimes if I'm praying and I feel like maybe God isn't answering, then I can go back and look at the ways that he has in the past, and that's been really helpful for me, just to remind myself that the Lord is faithful and that he does hear us when we pray. But also I'm a bit of a daydreamer, and sometimes when I pray I find myself like miles away, so sometimes just to write down things that I'm praying at the time as well has been really helpful in my quiet times. Keeps me awake and on the right lines.
I was thinking Fiona quoted that verse from Ephesians 5 where it said, making most of your time because the days are evil. And this is an opportunity for young people to use the time wisely, which, you know, with the technology we've got available with YouTube and various platforms like that, you can make use of that in a God glorifying and edifying way, rather than just watching nonsense. And there's a lot of nonsense out there available. Why don't you take the opportunity to avail yourself of good teaching? You know, listening to sermons by people like John MacArthur or R.C. Sproul or someone like that. Yeah, so you make use of the time that God's given you in this time to you know, to edify yourself and to build yourself up in the faith, and that rather than looking at things that are foolish or potentially frivolous and the like. So you can use the technology that's available rather than just looking at those kind of things to the glory of God and to, you know, your edification.
I think it's quite important as well to how are you starting this day, of when you wake up, if you're looking at this day as something that's going to be quite daunting and that the long day and I don't know what's filled with, and then you're dreading it, is always almost as if you've kind of already lost it. It's kind of one of those days of, rather than seeing this as a long day where you don't know what's going to happen, look at this as a long day full of potential where I could go doing something to make somebody else smile. It doesn't necessarily be a day where I feel things to make me entertained. Like Fiona said, and like other people have said, have this a day where you can try and make somebody else smile, someone else do something that's good for them as well. Yeah, think about your mindset as you're heading into it before you start the day, before you've even started it.
Just prayer is one way that if we don't know what direction we want to go in, pray and then God will answer us.
A lot to think about there, and I really hope that it was helpful. I also hope that it's encouraging for you to know that all the youth group leaders are upholding you in prayer throughout this time. Next time we're going to be looking at what it means to be certain in our faith, and I hope you can join us. Bye for now.